There's nothing quite like a slice of cabbage on a breezy fall day. But oh wait! Don't you hate when that happens? This would not occur with our new and improved Cabbage for the People. Cabbage for the People is a genetically modified organism that inhibits insects from feasting on our delicious cabbages. Let's talk to Dr. Powers to get more information on this cabbage.
In genetically modified organisms, new DNA must be inserted. This is done by using a restriction enzyme. To make Cabbage for the People, the restriction enzyme TAC1 is first used to splice the plasmid, or circular piece of DNA. It is cut where the gene sequence TCGA is present in the cabbage, creating sticky ends, as seen on the whiteboard. The vector or vehicle used to transfer it is Agrobacterium temophaceans strain, GV2260, which is a TI plasmid. This technique is used for the fact that most genetically modified plants are successful when using that vector. The TI plasmid delivers genes to all the cells in the cabbage. If some of the cells aren't insect resistant, then that part of the cabbage will get eaten. When complete, the Bt delta endotoxin gene is then put into the gene sequence for regular cabbage, changing the phenotype of the cabbage so it will produce its own insecticide. This mechanism has been used for multiple products already on the market, including corn, cotton, and potatoes. This prevents overuse of pesticides on field crop cabbage and increases the crop yield by reducing pests and other environmental factors that could inhibit plant growth.
How will this specific gene be replicated in many ordinary cabbages?
In order to create large quantities of Cabbage for the People, we must replicate the modified gene. Gene replication is influenced by a promoter. Since we want the gene to be expressed continuously, we will use a constitutive promoter within the gene sequence.
This will allow for constant gene expression, meaning the gene inserted for insecticide production will never turn off.
The most common gene promoter used in plants and crops is the CAM35S promoter. It is a constitutive promoter and therefore meets all the needs to be the promoter in Cabbage for the People.
This is crazy! This has to be the first genetically modified cabbage in the world!
Actually, there were past attempts by scientists in New Delhi. They were successful, but what makes our cabbage different is the fact that we used the actual gene of the Bt toxin and inserted it rather than using a synthetic Cryl-AB gene. This directly affects the genes and makes them more powerful. The only problem with using such a direct gene is that it can become poisonous for humans too, but this has already been laboratory tested.
Last year, we tested the cabbage by having 50 mice eat it. Once seeing that they were perfectly okay, we increased the risk by having 50 people eat it, all of which are still alive and healthy today.
Sounds like it's safe and helpful to everyone. Let's get an opinion of Cabbage for the People from ordinary consumers.
Cabbage for the People has changed my life. I can now make more cabbage than ever before. Farmers unite!
Cabbage for the People has reduced a lot of pollution in our streams, making a huge impact on climate change.
I can now make my famous cabbage stew without worrying about those caterpillars. It's fantastic!
Cabbage for the People reduces use of insecticides on crops and ultimately the production of insecticide pollution in runoff found in rivers and streams. It also allows local farmers to grow a greater abundance of cabbage at once without the risk of them being eaten by caterpillars. This is cabbage made by the people for the people. It can be found at your local grocery stores now. Now don't waste your time on simple ordinary cabbage. Go out and buy Cabbage for the People now.
Side effects of Cabbage for the People include growing a unicorn horn, transforming into a werewolf under a full moon, severe blinking, random outbursts of joy, screaming for no reason whatsoever, confusion over your new obsessive love for cabbage.
Cabbage for the People is a completely safe and beneficial genetically modified organism. It has been proven to greatly benefit the community as well as the environment. Cabbage for the People will surely brighten your day. They can be found at your local Kroger and Walmart. Invest in Cabbage for the People today. Trademark. No cabbages were harmed in the making of this video.